Trump hands Zelensky major wins as pressure mounts on Putin. July 11, 2026. President Donald Trump signaled a major shift in U.S. policy toward Ukraine during his meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on the sidelines of the NATO summit in Turkey. The meeting highlighted warming relations between the two leaders as Ukraine gains momentum in its more than four-year war with Russia. Trump announced that the United States would purchase Ukrainian-made drones and, more significantly, grant Ukraine a license to co-produce Patriot missile interceptors. The decision could substantially strengthen Ukraine's long-term air defense capabilities, which are crucial against Russia's growing ballistic missile attacks. The meeting marked a dramatic improvement in relations after the tense Oval Office confrontation between Trump and Zelensky in February 2025. Trump acknowledged the change, saying the two leaders had developed a very good relationship despite their earlier disagreements. Asked whether the U.S. would provide additional Patriot interceptors directly, Trump admitted that American stockpiles had been reduced following the recent conflict with Iran. Instead, he proposed allowing Ukraine to manufacture the missiles domestically, saying, "We're going to give a license to you to make Patriots." Although production could take time, the announcement represents a major strategic breakthrough for Kyiv. Ukraine has sought such a manufacturing agreement for years to reduce dependence on foreign deliveries. Lockheed Martin, which produces Patriot interceptors, currently faces a large backlog of international orders, making local production especially valuable. Trump also appeared to endorse Ukraine's strategy of striking military and energy targets inside Russia. While describing the cross-border attacks as an escalation, he suggested they could help bring the war to an end by increasing pressure on Russian President Vladimir Putin. The comments reassured many NATO allies who had feared Trump might reduce support for Ukraine or seek closer ties with Moscow. Analysts said the summit produced several concrete commitments likely to improve Ukraine's battlefield position. Luke Coffey of the Hudson Institute noted that many had expected Ukraine to remain a divisive issue at the summit, but instead the alliance delivered meaningful announcements with real military impact. Ukraine's ambassador to the United States, Olga Stefanishina, welcomed Trump's statements, calling for the positive signals to become concrete actions. She said expanded Patriot cooperation reflected a shared commitment to protecting Ukraine's people and critical infrastructure while recognizing the rapid growth of Ukraine's domestic defense industry, which now produces advanced drones and cruise missiles. Support for Trump's announcements also crossed party lines in Washington. Senator Jeanne Shaheen urged the administration to finalize plans to purchase Ukrainian drones. She joined a bipartisan congressional delegation at the NATO summit that met with Zelensky, including Senators Dick Durbin, Mike Rounds, Lindsey Graham, Chris Coons, and Representative Mike Turner. The lawmakers argued that Putin is in his weakest position in years and that sustained pressure could finally bring the war to a close. Russia is facing increasing attacks on energy infrastructure, a slowing economy, the burden of wartime spending, and continuing international sanctions. Trump revealed he had spoken with Putin by phone on July 4 and expected another conversation soon. While maintaining that Putin ultimately wants a peace agreement, Trump emphasized that the Russian leader is now under significant pressure. "We have a lot of pressure on President Putin," Trump said, adding that he believes Putin is unhappy with the current course of the war and faces growing incentives to seek a negotiated settlement. By the Hill story by Laura Kelly.